What's up, guys? Bricks here, back again for another episode of Seeker Sundays. Today we'll be looking at the second Seeker, Dragonstorm. Like I did with Ironclad, I'll dive into some lore real quick. He crash landed during medieval times and took on a cyber organic alt mode of a dragon, a two-headed dragon. Now, I based this off of the last Knight Dragonstorm, who the 12 Guardian Knights who transformed into a dragon, a large giant two-headed dragon. Stumbling a little bit. But so that was inspiration. But he is not a bunch of small dudes, as it's pretty clear by the size of him. Let me see if I can find a minifigure. Oh, here we go. Here's a Minecraft minifigure for comparison. He is very large. Also evident by the hinges. He is one bot. He's a very, very powerful knight. He's a noble knight, and he's actually friends with one of the combiner teams that I have not showed yet. I'll be showing in a future video, probably in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, he's got several articulation. You've got three ball joints at the neck here, one at the head, one at the base of midway of the neck, and one at the base. Can also rotate. Legs have two ball joints each, and the tail has two ball joints and a swivel. The wings also have two ball joints, so he's actually very posable in dragon mode. As you can see, I kind of have him in a pose here. Angle the wings. That's really all I have to say about alt mode. Let's get into transformation. Now, full disclosure, he does parts form, but this actually forms one of his weapons in his robot mode. Set this off to the side. Here. The tail also forms a weapon, but I'm going to leave it on. Start with the heads. You're going to straighten the heads and rotate this 180. So the heads look like that. Then you're going to take the next section and rotate that up to form a knee and rotate the head down. So it should look like this on both sides. Rotate that up, the midsection up, rotate the head down. And fully open the jaws of the heads and take this little frill piece on the back here, slide it all the way over and fold it down. I'm going to slide it out. Take this, slide this one this way and fold it down. Then fold down the head, folding down the frill, which I forgot. Next, we will take back legs, fold them out, open up the chest cavity, flip this section out to reveal the head. We'll do the hands, so this just folds back and folds down, and then rotate. Yeah, fold back, fold down the hand, rotate. And get them into a standing pose. Next, the front legs, unfold the sole of the foot. These form his shoulder pads, which you can angle like so. Do some fiddling with my setup there. Yeah, just angle those however you please. And then we flip this section up and compress it and fold the head down like so. And then we'll just fold down the tail, which does kind of look like a braid. And there we have Dragonstorm in his robot mode. I'm gonna angle the head up. It looks a bit hungered. Yeah, there's Dragonstorm in robot mode. For this piece, you're going to flip it upside down and flip the wings down and around, and then flip these sections forward like so it looks like this, and then open them up. So we'll attach the weapons in a moment. I'm going to do articulation before I do weapons. But yeah, here's another thing, like I mentioned before, the tail just comes off and forms another weapon. For his articulation, head has a double hinge, so it can look like all the way back. It can't really move side to side. Shoulder pads can move out of the way. You got ball joint at the arms. You got almost 360. You got a shoulder pad. You have in and out. You've got a bicep rotation, a double jointed elbow if you use the transformation joint, and a wrist flip so you can get it to look like his fists are closed. I'm going to open those up. He does have a waist joint that can do a full 360. Legs can go forward, they can go back, you can go in and out. You have knee rotation, 90 degrees of bend at the knee, or a little over 90. And you got ankle tilt, forward and back, and swivel, pivot. So basically, he's just like a figure made of ball joints. Overall, he's really posable. For the weapons, we'll do his left arm. It pegs onto the dragon, to these anti-studs on the foot here. Peg this in. I can actually get it. There we go. Fold the fist down, but it actually looks like he's holding the blade, and it forms this double-bladed sword. The tail just pegs onto his actual hand, flip it around, and it forms a small whip. But yeah, that's really mainly it for Dragonstorm. However, this video turned out to be a lot shorter than I thought it would be, so I'm going to do something interesting and do a build tutorial. Just realized he's not in frame. So I'll be showing you how to build Dragonstorm yourself. Alright, so first we'll be showing you how to build his double-bladed sword. You'll notice that the ball joint parts are black. These are not official LEGO parts. I had run out of the official LEGO Mixel joints and used some off-brand black ones. I do not know if LEGO has officially released them in black. If they do, you could use them. You could use regular ones. I chose to use these. To start, and take the wing tips and this ball joint piece here, and we'll flip the wing over, and that'll just connect like that. And you're going to take this one and this 1x4 wedge plate, and that'll just go on there like that. And you're going to want to do that for both sides. Oh shoot. For both sides, like so, and like so. The middle section is pretty easy. You just take this and put these two here. Those will form the connections with the wings, and then put the white piece on top. And this just connects to here, and this here, to form the dragon mode wings and robot mode sword. Overall, it's a pretty straightforward, simple little build. Honestly, you probably could have done that without watching the build segment, but you probably should, just to make sure you don't mess up. So next we'll get into the tail. So here are all of the parts you'll need for the tail. Again, I used black ball joint pieces because I used the gray one, the last of my gray ones, on Dragonstorm. And I ended up without having any left to do the tail. Or the wings. The wings were kind of a last minute addition. Start the build process. We'll do the tip first. You're going to take this 1x2 snot piece, and that'll attach to and then put this black ball joint piece on top of it, like so. And this 1x2 vent tile goes on top like that. And this interesting piece forms the tip. You can really just sub this for anything. I picked this piece because I thought it was cool. But yeah, that just goes on the tip. This section, you're going to put this sand green 1x2 plate on the bottom. You can really use any color. And then these two cheese slopes to form the scales on the tail, like so. Want to make sure they're pointing this way. And the tip of the tail just connects like that. And this piece just connects like so. And there you have Dragonstorm's tail whip. Next, we'll get into Dragonstorm himself, starting with the legs. Okay, so here we have all the parts needed to make one of the legs. I've only taken apart one of them because A, I don't want to forget how to build it, and B, because the other leg is the exact same, just mirrored. To start with, we'll get into the upper leg. You start with putting this 1x2 cheese slope, like so. Flip it over, stick this piece, this snot piece here, and then this piece goes here, like so. That forms the leg connection to the waist. The second piece, you're going to take these Whoa, that was weird. Anyway, I bumped my camera there. I take these two ball joint pieces, and you'll just stack them together like so. Make sure the dark gray one's on top. That's very important. Next, take the small slope, and that'll go cover the socket. The larger one will go over that. Now these two have a tendency to come loose if you mess with them in the wrong way. So just be a little careful. And then, this then just pegs on here, like so. That forms the knee. Next, we have the dragon head. We'll start with the lower jaw. Put this hinge piece on top of the socket. That'll form the lower jaw. And take these two white 1x2 plates and just stack them on top of each other. And take the tooth plate. Ooh, there goes my camera again. It really likes falling off today. Anyway, take the tooth piece, set it there, and then take this double cheese slope, or 1x2 cheese slope, and it'll sit there. Make sure it's facing this way specifically, otherwise it'll look weird. But then this section hangs on like so. As you can see, it forms the jaw. I'm going to make sure the teeth are pointing down. Next, we'll do the upper. So starting with the fin, put this piece on here. And then it'll attach to this piece. So it can slide like that. Then this white 1x2 goes on top. Then this piece goes like this. And this will form the spot where the eyes go. So at the eyes, you're going to take this tooth plate, and that'll attach there. And this 1x2 trans yellow plate, it'll go on top. And then this gold crest 1x2 modified 1x2 crest piece. Make sure it points up. And then that will peg on. Hold on, I just realized I did something wrong. I put this is actually supposed to be facing this way. Then you want it like this. Then we will just take the frill, put it down. Make sure for foot, because his feet are at such an angle, you want to make sure it's like this. But use the dragon head as the foot. And then that'll just peg onto here. And there you have a leg. Next up, we'll do the arms. Alright, so the parts for the arm, there are way less parts than the legs. And again, I've only done one, because the other arm is a mirror image. So to start, you're going to, the shoulder joint, literally just put those two together. That's it. Now comes the tricky part. I'm going to preemptively attach the socket to here. And then this bar piece goes on top with this 1x2 tile on top like so. Look like that. Next come these two. I'm looking at the other arm. Since I accidentally used two different kinds of this clip, there's a very specific orientation. Literally, they just peg on like that. You'll notice the difference being, you see this one, it doesn't have these like, put them side by side here. You can see, as you see, they're very different. But this goes on this side, and this one goes on the other side. Next, we'll do the hand, which we take this, put it there, and then take this cheese slope and put it here. That helps round it out, or helps the transition into the claw in dragon mode. And then for the hand, take this clip piece, stick it there, take this claw piece, stick it up for the hand. Next, take these bits. This is a very tricky step. These two studs, you're going to flip it over 180. You want to make sure that the tooth piece is directly underneath these two studs, because that is where it attaches onto here, onto these two. And then the sand green tile goes there. The reason you do this is because in dragon, oh, I attached the hand upside down. Because in dragon mode, the claw has to sit like that. You need this tile piece so you can get that. But yeah, that's the arms. I've got the second one here. Next, we'll do the shoulder pads and then the torso and head. All right, here we have the shoulder pads. I've decided to also do the part that attaches them to the back. And then, much like the arms and legs, I'm keeping one assembled so I don't forget how to do it. Yeah, for starters, you're just going to put, it's very similar to the wings. White 2x2, put these two sockets, and then this piece on top. Go ahead and reconnect this. And then, for the actual shoulder pad, you're going to do something very similar to the upper part of the arms. Like that, make sure it's sloping towards the socket. And for the actual foot, I'm going to peg this in here. And then I'm going to peg it in here so I can match it. Start with the lower segment. You take this 2x2 and this double clip. The double clip goes behind the 2x2. Then you want to take this section, peg it in here, and put the tile on top. This forms the actual padding of the shoulder, as well as the sole of the foot in dragon mode. And that will attach to the underside of here with the shoulder pad itself folding down. You can see on this side. The front of the foot is very, very simple. You're going to take this white slope piece, and that is going to go here. And this light blue one is going to go on the other side. I didn't have 4 white ones, so I had to improvise. And then this claw piece, you'll notice, has a big tooth and a small tooth. The big tooth is going to go on the light blue, like that. And there you have the shoulder pads. So I guess next we should go ahead and do the torso and head, and then I'll do full assembly. Alright, so here we have all the parts for the torso and head. We'll go ahead and start with the torso, mainly the waist. You're going to want one of these pieces from the old mech line and just stick a little peg in it. And that's the waist. Next, you're going to want this piece. This was a very crucial piece. It's a mech torso. You want to take one of the old mech cockpits, specifically one in either white or navy blue. I only have the navy blue one. And that'll just fold up. And then this round jumper forms the connection spot for the wings in dragon mode. And then the waist just pegs into this little hole here, like so. The torso. Next, for the back section, you're going to want this slope. You could also use 2 individual slopes. I picked the one so it was more sturdy. And this piece is going to connect here. Then, if I can remember this, you're going to want 2 of these small robot arms, like so. Take this section, peg it on here, and attach this. This is the connection for the tail. It will then fold up like so. Then take this arm, and that'll form the connection for the head. Then this pegs onto the 1x4 row of studs, or anti-studs, or studs. I'm not really sure what to call them. On the back of this. It'll just peg on right there. For the head, you want to start with this bar plate. Take a sand green 1x2 plate and attach that on the bottom. Then take a trans blue 1x plate to form his eyes. Then this tooth piece forms his mask. And then 2 1x1 tiles to round out the head. Like so. And that'll just attach onto here. And boom, there you have the whole torso assembly. So next, bringing in the shoulder pads. They will just connect right below the head assembly, like so. I'm going to maneuver them out of the way. We can do the arms, which connect onto those ball joints. There, on both sides. the shoulder pads. And then the legs can connect to these two ball joints here. We'll do the right leg first. And then the